Code 4, raise a possible 459.
It's a mixture of proactive police work.
We're going to give them the results that they want, and that's pretty much reducing crime in their areas, reducing crime in Santa Clarita.
And following tips from concerned citizens.
It's mainly working with the community to identify problems that are in the area.
They're doing it by concentrating resources to certain problem areas.
We have a lot of different units working in this area, and so far we've come up with very good results.
Results that include 3 felony and 6 narcotic arrests.
1 for a violent robbery of a liquor store, and 2 residential burglars, which we caught right during the commission of their crimes.
Dispatch 5, Santa Clarita.
It's a new method of crime fighting.
They served a warrant today.
And it all starts here.
This guy is of particular interest if we see him.
A briefing focusing on specific crimes hitting Santa Clarita's neighborhoods.
He's hit a deputy's house, another police officer's house. They both are the ones that had the video.
Making a plan to return stolen justice.
The person at that address has a stolen car on his property that might be cold-plated.
After a brief meeting,
36 too early, do you have a priority with a second coming out?
the team hits the streets.
All right.
They travel in various unmarked cars, blending into the nighttime darkness to catch offenders.
People see the police cars and they stop doing what they're doing. At least this way it gives us an opportunity to be a little bit more stealthy and in observing some of the bad guys.
And in minutes, Deputy Chris Germanson recognizes a possible suspect.
How you doing?
It was a man with a lengthy history.
Recognized him, knew he was on probation. He has search conditions as part of his probation, as he said.
Germanson determined the man had prior arrests for breaking into his neighbor's house,
Spread your legs for me.
trespassing, and felony vandalism.
And where are you heading to right now?
The man was searched and eventually released, but his activity was documented and put into the system.
If we have any crimes in the area or anything like that, detectives handling it later can kind of put everything together and see maybe who we talked to in the area and stuff like that.
Seconds later, another call came in, this time for a known narcotics suspect found stumbling on a city street.
So they detained him pending a narcotic investigation and under the influence investigation. They saw him kind of stumbling. He was crossing the street on a red. Santa Clarita has the most fatalities in regards to pedestrians crossing the roadway out here, so they stopped him to do a welfare check on him. Upon contacting him, he didn't want to give him his name, his date of birth, any of that information.
The suspect eventually changed his tune and cooperated with deputies. His bags were searched, but they yielded nothing suspicious. He too was released. But their goal wasn't to lock him up. It was to send a message.
We want people to know out here that we're out here. Whether they see us or not, we're still out here.
About a block away, the deputies caught up with the reckless driver.
Lincoln.
They turn on their strobe lights, and he takes off. A familiar scent catches the sergeant's attention.
Smell weed.
The car turns into an apartment complex near Jake's Way. After 1 minute, the driver finally pulls over.
Put your hands on the steering wheel. Put your hands on the steering wheel. I didn't ask any other questions. Shut your car off.
After a lengthy dialogue,
Stop.
the driver fails to cooperate.
If you would have stopped when I first turned the lights on and had a very casual, gentlemanlike conversation with me, I would buy that excuse. But the fact that you didn't stop and stop it. The fact that you didn't stop and you tried to drive home without me stopping you makes me pretty concerned, okay?
He's handcuffed and led to the sheriff's SUV. Sergeant Marizzi secures the suspect
Put your feet in the car.
before turning his attention to the car.
Put your hands up on the screen.
He searches every compartment. Ultimately, they determine the man's wife owns the car.
He's telling us he had to go pick up your car for you because you're 8 months pregnant. I can smell marijuana in the car. I don't know if he smoked it recently or if it's from earlier today.
With no other options, Marizzi and the team have to release the man.
There was nothing inside of the vehicle and nothing on his person, but he was cited and released on the unlicensed driver or suspended driver's license.
The next call resulted in an arrest of a woman in violation of a vehicle code.
Upon stopping her, they asked her if she had any identification on her. She advised them that it was inside of her purse. When she opened up her purse, there was a meth pipe in plain view there. Incident to arrest, they conducted a search of her purse and also found a bag of methamphetamine inside of her purse. So she was arrested and transported to the station.
By the end of the night, the team had arrested 5 people.
This is something that our Captain Lewis from Santa Clarita Station wants done, and we're fulfilling his mission. And that's, again, working with the community, coming up with a solution to crimes in the area. And bottom line is just reducing crime. And that's what we're doing here today.
Reporting for The Signal, I'm Austin Dave.